With my eyes set on a new career as the next great race caller,
Breaking the fever.
I knew there was no better person to study than a living legend like Tom Durkin.
And they're off.
So I would imagine over the past 4 decades, you've kind of got this down to a science, but how do you begin preparing for a given race?
Well, the first thing I do is get the scratches, and in the second race there is no scratches. What I'm going to do is color in the silks, sort of what they look like, next to the horse's name. I'll have this up right in front of me during the race call, and it is something I don't want to refer to, but sometimes you just forget. As you're soon to find out, you're probably going to forget a lot.
I forget a lot of things all the time anyway.
Yeah.
Why would this be any different?
Well,
what do you do in the middle of a race? I'm sure it's probably happened before where you're looking down the track and you suddenly lose place of who a horse is or you forget.
Well, that's what you want to avoid, and I guess it's just experience. Memorizing it is not the hardest part of my job. The stress is probably the hardest part of my job. For you, memorizing is going to be the hardest part of the job because you don't do it.
I'm having anxiety thinking about it.
Yeah, well, join the club.
You're sort of known as kind of a Shakespearean, in the way you call the races. Do you come up with different words you want to use in advance, or does it just come to you naturally mid-race?
Yeah, no, I've got a book. This is the smaller version of the book, and there are words in here and ideas about what happens during a race. These are words I can use for 2-year-olds. Exuberant, green, promising, precocious, professional, 2-year-old with talent, Italian 2-year-old, callow, colt, juvenile. As they make their way toward the top of the stretch, Tis Quick has come away with a narrow lead.
For somebody like me who's never done this before and is probably going to make their first crack at it, what's your number one bit of advice?
Keep your day job.
Keep my day job. Hopefully my bosses back home are cool with that.
With my crash course out of the way, it was time to grab my binoculars,
Got my eagle eyes.
step behind the mic,
Buster Stones, Upstart, Bo Bob, Breaking the Fever, Deputy Buster Stones.
Tis Quick, Essence at noon, Tis Quick, Breaking the Fever, Upstart, Breaking the Fever.
and jump into the deep end.
Only 3 minutes to my race calling debut. What could go wrong?
The horses have reached the starting gate. They're at the post.
Decisive decision is in, and we are ready to go.
And they're off.
And they are off here in the second at Saratoga.
And it's Bo Bob. Bo Bob, the quickest out of the gate.
It looks like a good start for all of the horses.
Essence at noon, second on the inside. Tis Quick out there running in third. Decisive decision.
I see the one. His name I've completely forgot.
Jose Ortiz has the tap on the brakes. Upstart really wants to go, but he's got no place to go.
Bo Bob is leading the pack, and I've completely lost sight of the entire field. So now I am guessing.
But it's Upstart in front at the 8th pole. Upstart, Tis Quick battling away, but he's now dropped a length and a half off the lead.
We have a stretch duel here with the 3.
And finishes full of run at the end. He won it by 5 expanding lengths.
And pulling away from the field is the 4 Upstart, and Upstart starts his career in fine fashion, pulling away from a field by a couple lengths.
Tis Quick finishing second, followed by Breaking the Fever third.
I couldn't see anybody. Why not? I don't know. It was all blurry. Clearly, this was not the best idea for me to sample a new career, but we're gonna go check with our friend Mr. Durkin and see what he thinks. 3, Breaking the Fever.
You have very good posture.
Thank you. I'll work on that. Bo Bob is leading the pack.
That wasn't Bo Bob, actually.
Semantics.
You got a problem with the binoculars?
They're not that trusted.
No.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, was that at least a 2, maybe a 3, or probably not even? I don't know. Oof. You're killing me here.
With a little improvement, maybe, 43 years from now, you might be able to get through a race.
God, well, that's somewhere to start. That's encouraging. Thank you.
I didn't mean to encourage you.
Oh.
No,
I took it as compliment.
It would be very unfair for me to encourage you.
I think on behalf of all of our viewers and probably fans everywhere that we do hate to see you go. And it's been a pleasure all this time, and thank you for...
I'm very glad, Matt, that you're not
all
going to be my replacement. As a matter of fact, so is every racing fan in the world.
I was going to say, I think that's probably a pretty widespread belief. Thank you.